Mira, medase.
It's an indupa. I want dental charcoal toothpaste. Mary, Okonya.
Dentora charcoal toothpaste. Any alive dental class toothbrush. Ebusian Java.
And you na make for Dentora charcoal toothpaste. Ne alive global toothpaste. Mint warm amount. Sewu pebiatwa. Ko pharmacy ana shop ewo in crime. Ana kumasin sewu pedudu etunso free 0266 503031. FDA aji ejodi enkrato yi enkantete no na ye nananom de body treni bidie na etwitwi wonse enne de Dentora charcoal toothpaste abedwaman so sa toothpaste ewo nuane no a efri bidie ene pampromu bidie wo hoi emma wo si eye fita ebo wo se ho ban efri moamoa ho na eyi nkikawa biara ewo wo se ho Dentora toothpaste ma wenum eda ho afei so emma wenum ye hwehwe hwam esan eduhwam a wode aka ho nipa de wo siri ni weni onyam enye na make am for Dentora charcoal toothpaste ne alive global toothpaste mint warm amount sewu pebiato a ko pharmacy ana shop ewo in crime ana kumasin sewu pedudu etunso a free 0266 503031. FDA aji ejodi enkrato yi
Nana. Me patropa. Ufri promo ba. To toothpaste we be bra. Me sro. Men to toothpaste biara. Me sit to toothpaste we be bra.
Ade ajo.
Hey. Abua me papa. Abua me ne kolani nyina. Na won ti say me complain me sini bio.
My brother, don't just use any toothpaste to brush your teeth. Use the Dentora charcoal toothpaste. Dentora charcoal toothpaste is good for you, man.
Enye na make am for Dentora charcoal toothpaste ne alive global toothpaste mint warm amount sewu pebiato a ko pharmacy ana shop ewo in crime ana kumasin sewu pedudu etunso a free 0266 503031. FDA aji ejodi enkrato yi atum.
Me mo pese mo chichu siana ene yankwa.
Come on now, let's brush our teeth. In the morning, let's brush our teeth. In the night before we go sleep, brush me Dentora kids.
Me yo bati. Empempina, me type brave pa. Some mai echichi womus. Until a friend introduced to me.
Hey, into what Dentora toothpaste in
Yo, nana ya.
boy, somewhere.
Dentora kids, always
Shenefre. Wow, me jidi se me mufre ye ni beji.
Na ankasa.
Dentora kids toothpaste. A free sabre no senior muhu. Me mani chichi womusia.
brush our teeth.
I won't go to any jinkwa. Ma woman nenji for Dentora kids toothpaste. Ve chichi womusia.
Brush me Dentora kids, always brush me Dentora kids.
Dentora kids toothpaste. Papa.
Mekoso adawase mekoso ama akwaba edabipim faculty TV so kense wonsam no faculty sports no busia na yede somosa 8:30 p.m. na ya sorry ede free nkonwa so na mre na so wosam no ne mboso na ebaaye no ye borum ne edomu sukopa ede ema anunti apanfo atenase meka apanfo as usual number 1 sports analyst say amron nsem say efisem ye nchirechire mu na bibia anye kama no me pacho wona tenase de yan say obeborem wo Facebook do on ma dwumede no live na I share ma me pa into on ma faculty TV honom ebeba ama no share I like so na bibia anye kama YouTube dwumede no live no so faculty TV and phone no iPhone Android ko Play Store and say App Store but Faculty TV download the app na bibia enye kama krobia santi atena se gabi atena se mama nko mo nchen na mama kwa bana amano ne nsam ne mfa mu nchire mu emfa nso mu mpelifo enanyumre mama majo bibia bofode nyame adom se gabi boss nra me redo message mommy hu ye nyame adom no ye ma popi hu ye nyame adom Kobia ni bibi. Nanu na se gabi besra me no. Se gabi te se na na o kan. obesra me nsuo tokra no say gabi person of film ko fie
no next said
say mommy friend say wo mre fie obi su bisa say na wa chesa so mo say gabi en fo nsuo ni mre fie minia jam la cross that
mommy friend
say gabi na Matthias
or the light or the light in Kwan is yadi.
Sure.
Or the light in Kwan is yadi. Yeah, then I would use yadi apart from lights. Or the light in Kwan is yadi. Obuzo Lunka.
Sure. That will be a
Obuza is the net today.
Wow. But if I told Ebusia phone will be out here.
Yamiado.
Mr. Stephen Boyce ya country eda bia wo bia nyame onhyiraw na onye okese ompeja kwa na wonsem na wokan ye no aba wo mu pa nti mafade atom kotodwe mu
no wafafa ni ye
oni mi sema ye kan
ebeboa wo se minim se on kan se bia ebe haw so tiase na ha nti masa nti buade ebeboa
ebe kama nti na Ibrahim ode na she mfimfini saa ere amame nti obetimi ede na abasa nti ebusu ameka o say faculty sports na mame sha say mfimfiri say gabi ho say gabi mame emra ho na FC Barcelona monam da paso nti Nico Williams bana obana nu ya mete say obi akoto ebo de abo ne ka mu ngofo no so monti ase be ba ofo no so monti ase say gabi mame sha say mfimfiri o yemre ne ko
mema no be bia kwaba emende jumidi so I think say yeah that trade am ko pass wo near why am I all right so answer na meko Barcelona in sense no I think say Endra Club World Cup matches ni be eden so now I would want to touch on that before I look at Barcelona in total now Endra Halilal Asia Manchester City now Manchester City team na on this year now they are noted to be one of the best teams currently in Europe team in the Mega Serie for the past 3 seasons they have been, or even for the past 8 seasons, let me put it that way, for the past 8 seasons they have been one of the best teams so far as when it comes to the Champions League, in the Premier League, even in any other competition that they have actually played in, they have been one of the best. And they met Mecca, the biggest team currently in Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal. Now there has been this ongoing debate the Saudi League of late, develop, go to a certain stage, and they see themselves as bosses of the game because of the level of investment on their show game, because they have been able to bring in what these top guns or teams Saudi League now game it wasn't only about the tactical acumen and stuff like that, rather it was about a debate. And what debate say is the Saudi League better than the European teams? In Al Hilal for any win, CJ Milinkovic-Savic, Ninsem no kind. He was trying to say, Sisiano, can these people still criticize us that the Saudi League is not a better league again? But this is not. I know one of my still why the European League still stands out. And why the European League still stands out, and the Saudi League comes nowhere near them. They can talk about the level of investment. They have been able to bring in what Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro. They have been able to bring in CJ Milinkovic. Al Hilal team now, even the core of the team, the guys, Champions League, the Europa League. Even their coach just last season, and season and he was what? He was a Champions League finalist. So this should tell you that it is still the Europeans that are still even dominating their league. Now maybe I can say now let's look at the first in competition level. And then me share that breaking it down. So now for better I say still, no matter the level of investment that Saudis for the game, it can never be compared to that of the Europeans. Because even hierarchy European football, from the one that comes next, South America, even they are not even bragging. How much more Saudi Arabia Liga? Last 3 seasons you are now starting making a name for yourself. Now you get the competition level, you get depth and breadth of talent as our leagues here possess. Mean call Spanish Premier La Liga, not mean call English Premier League. Even let's go to the chunk of talent, even in the French. Talk less of the German Bundesliga. Recently, the best player for the German Bundesliga was sold for almost £150 million to Liverpool. This should tell you the type of quality players they embrace these European leagues. Now, again, you say across Saudi Arabia in terms of competition, a club like Al Taiwan, goalkeeper clowning we Al Ali, we Al Nassr, we Al Hilal, now Al Ettifaq. Look at the rest of the teams. Excuse my language, none of these teams do have players who can play in any top flight league or even in any top club in this world. Even let's go to the Hilal team. How many players can even get into the Manchester City setup? No, but I can talk of Yassine Bonu because Ederson say, I can make mention of Ruben Neves, but Ruben Neves' position on you have a Ballon d'Or winner in the person of Rodrigo Cascante occupy that position. Malcolm, there's no way. Malcolm is a standout player from the days from Bordeaux to FC Barcelona, eventually Ofrio Konenam Zenit and Sanoko Saudi Arabia. Even Malcolm is not a better player than even Savino. I know that people would argue, but Malcolm is never a better. Malcolm is inconsistent. Even though Savino is inconsistent, the numbers Savino will give you. We saw the numbers. Savino gave us a double digit numbers. We Malcolm the days Bordeaux my double digit numbers. So this should tell you, say, in terms of competition wise, they are nowhere near the Europeans. Certain million copies service in them no can or no can when free Europe and even this current transfer market, the agents and beckoning some of the clubs say, my boy wants to come back to Europe. So teams need be the anchor pricing it out. So why is he saying that? Number two, a global reach and viewership. Boss, Barcelona echo Saudi Arabia and Real Madrid echo Saudi Arabia and even Al Hilal can numbers and angel. Why? Because these teams have made a name for themselves all around. In the class Nikoto South Korea, Omoko Hasi, what the band what is a Halilal for Airport England for Aida. It's so in terms of global viewership and sponsorship, these teams are there. Last one, the tactical and technical sophistication. Boss Halilal coach of free team. Okochi team the answer International Milan. Thank you very much. The core of the team. Ruben Neves, Khalidou Koulibaly, Yassine Bonu, Sam Comfort, 3 Amabongudin. The Pacho team ben no name Europe and San Omoko Mana. Even Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, 5 times Ballon d'Or winner. Pacho Enfanonya the Ballon d'Or. Europe. So you can clearly see that the Saudi League is no Saudi League without these Europeans. So there is no way he can say that people are criticizing it and as the Saudi League is better than that of the Europeans. And not your captain there. We didn't trade. Now, another argument. Listen, the main reason why I am tackling this issue is that Ivan Toney Ebe make that same statement. Cristiano Ronaldo also can say the Saudi League is better than the French League. That is why I'm bringing this point out. Sen Obio, Ashefobio Shebia would know say, Asima Meka, I am bringing what? Evidence in Nema say there's no way the European the Saudi League can be compared to any European even it can't even be compared to the DVC. The only difference that this Saudi League has over the European any scan of their shape. But even in terms of Europe standards they are top with a PSR and it's a financial fair play anyway now. Some teams can even overspend. So we shouldn't get it all wrong. Now Al Hilal is just a one-off game. How many Manchester City a boy? Now Al Hilal the Venom season here compared to that of the Europeans. Players on holidays. It's in current Pep Guardiola complaining. Judging Klopp complaining. This one is just I say Sana Kevin Dubai kind. Say Nations League is just like what a bunch of friendly games with a cap on it. It is a Club World Cup now. Coaches are complaining, but because of the money involved, there is no way the club presidents will tell you say don't go and play because of the money involved. Say yes, that's and then teams wouldn't have what to play. But you make and in terms of the team strength, Maestro, when you make dance here say we even Ilaka there's on bench players to be able to fit into anything in Europe. Maybe I just say be Omukobo Spanish Segunda B Championship. Anyway, none of them. I am being honest. Now we can only our Sam only way. Any country guys said the bobo.
Say Gabi Meba. Tesenia, leg no Casa on fine no. Now Real Madrid about in UEFA Champions League him say onimbopa or no any Madrid na ebo 1-1. Manchester City as you say Pep Guardiola him say or one pick muno watching national. So there is no way I was here about as Abeka say Saudi Pro League no or image no form because was mo giants no. If I what I say into the Milinkovic Savic canon somewhere I was on any yard.
Maestro, Pacho, how many times the Omisha wants me? And I've been a yes Club World Cup become Omisha. Now, Oshe Manchester City or in the Buena. What has been City's performance in the league? In the league.
Oh, Baba.
No, recently, what the new players are Abba. Now these guys, how many times have they been trained with the City team? He's now trying to build something. Which young, even listen, say because Madrid feels some coach start the twiki niema. What was the performance?
So because I feel a coach for so about. I feel a coach then for about team.
The players don't go or players don't go and you want go. And the funny thing is that system has Simone Inzaghi and one the coach no Jesus. I'm not allowable. So what's the difference?
Say Gabi, FIFA Club World Cup na year bono. Now Manchester City nekita 100% record. Now watching national. So there is nowhere was he about Sabe condemn.
And America says still their league is nowhere compared to any of the major 5 top leagues in the world.
Wow.
And I can argue it all day. Makes me argue because the stats are there, the evidences are there. Saudi League about that, even listen, let me be on the second. Saudi League that competitive session of Mokana, and there's no way that team we can review. Oh, Ronaldo out didn't come to me more. But I mean, so I made it. Okay. Even in terms of player quality, where are they poaching these players from?
Europe now.
Europe. Recently, over to Minister Lamasi aso. You can have 5.
Me bawo. Say Gabi, omonka say omo leg no ewo to the highest too. No. Or say ebimo ka say leg ne dey nyekra and they prove them wrong. How?
By just beating just one of game. Wow. Just the one of game. Maestro. Even who team neka okasi neka who plays to move in Europe. So why must you come back and criticize just because you have beaten an European giant? And then can Fluminense in it, Botafogo money and Brazilian League for Ngomongade. Because there was an ongoing debate before the Club World Cup between the South American between the Brazilian League and then the Argentine Premier League. But teams and Brazilian League teams want to play. So please, they should cut that crap and then they should let us think. Okay. Now, men come assembly so Club World Cup Lotaro Martinez men cha one assembly so. All right. We didn't come over ka say team na da ho. O hwe na peso be bo akọ. E na BP Marota our president. Akoso so assembly so no aka say oh player no dey no Hakan Chalhanobu. Na say ne Chalhanobu kwa. Other 2 players count, 3 players count. Marcos Thuram, Alejandro Bastoni, and Nicolo Barella. Remember, the referee said Simone Inzaghi counting, and most of the players want to leave the team because they feel that also Inter Milan be so they want a new chapter. But here lies the case: say the teams the offense bar interforce yenton. So a clear case Alejandro Bastoni. Manchester City any team come gidi on your man be personal terms at name no akase City for every bit beko and omo frebia akwanienton enti Maestro me person me kono so ma me nkwa den na be yewo me bo abro City Bebe Marota see play no person be poni na they will try and negotiate for their exit and I think that is good news for them. Me major news Lamine Yamal any Nico Williams and sense. Okay. Hey, I know say Barca fans go atwe. Na ye wentri na obeba omba na release clause me betua yentia any nse bebre. Tin to tension coping Friday there. Na Barca for aye ne hu yan say so me omyema boy we are ebuna kitem abi pure bas. He say wakati ne holidays me short. He say me no ka say okobe oba na waje wakotu ya release clause na see that Barca for pay for every scan back La Liga for now. the main reason in tia boy we, you know, the issue near issue they say. On the next go phone. So abroad, when is the last 2 seasons, he had every right to go send Kobe free the ball as a free agent. Then on signing and on longer side shame will say the person release clause 58 million euros. A share me contract. Team there baby or baby player outright we are or baby buy out release clause we are mama day. And this guy has paid as with Gianni dues. Bilbao for as they say. Boy a team, right? Number one, now the opportunity to play in the Spanish national team. We have given you the platform to excel. Even Spanish national team, number one, Unai Simon, team. So why do you still want to leave? Now, person business in book. Ababoni Mbongo Inaki Williams. We are just again Inaki Williams about in Barcelona. And can Spain will always overlook him. No, in Ghana, Obia. At the point in time, Okasi he doesn't feel Ghanaian, and they only did the lines of the Black Stars because he was rejected by Spain. And with this one, they saw him say, even Pusobe free team, we should get an amount of, let's say, 100 million euros or something. But here lies the case. Team never before, but direct rival. Now some team now, why are you that? When we start, let's go Madrid, let's go about to play a Barcelona. Basafoko Kepam, Omotoni, my Chelsea are boarding. Basafoko under Herrera. United. Even Inigo Martinez, at the end of about one captain now, we do see a Congo man person extending contract. And let's talk about the no Kasai, who Jaiho, because I never was a name of Barcelona. And then you take a sat almost a canal. It is who Nico, they were ready to negotiate with every other team apart from Barcelona. And as you see, Basa for say, okay, also who just scanning outright, also pay negotiation. Then there's idea, you see can be a bebro. You see, I'm Yamiadum, Basa for you see, yes, can my day, your tom players, your young person for soon be the baby quack. And your account a blink, it's a quiet idea. Oh,
one thing, maybe Sane say, a banner say, Moto Nico Williams, the patrol, Ubin to me register. Na wapo games ama Barcelona.
Yes. You see idea. Say you just 8 million euros. Na Barca for it may free up space e wo me in so. And as you see an Ansumani Fati loan or renew the contract. Tinisika no gen. What so? And a Frankie De Jong so renew the contract now. Obesa then as an artist can so. Let's say you have space to register Nico Williams. But the main problem they say Barca would want to make 2 other signings. Alejandro Domado, Sebebe Mudia, and as for Marcus Rashford, he is coming in that one day from Hansi Flick and Gerard Romero, and I even Laporta because don't forget on the Spotify campaign. So they need players who actually bring Tom Mujeses as Scabede Ebeba. That's one of the reasons they are going for Nico Williams because he's a Spanish boy, he's a darling boy to the Spain fraternity, and if you bring him people, Luis Diaz just a one, Nico Williams just a one, no disrespect to Luis Diaz, but what profile and now what send a Spanish media, it's me hyping Nico Williams say do now. Luis Diaz, Babas have won Angel Anthony just is
okay. So Gabriel Barcelona ni olong ka we Barcelona ni ebia wa o hwe nkra so ye Barcelona ni e ba cho yenye argument we. Now, don't you think say Bilbao fans no the Nico Williams no you're right?
With these Basque people, I say when it comes to loyalty issues, say me kasa, I am very conscious because how these Basque people interpret loyalty is very different from how others would interpret loyalty. Now, with Nico Williams issue, no, the guy has done everything he has to do for the club.
Eliama Bilbao for no. Onye.
See.
Onye. Say Gabi onye.
Maestro. He had the opportunity to move to FC Barcelona, but now the agents they say registration. But the actual reality was that president Basque, do you know what they do? They have, as a Ghana, they have gross respect for elders, for leaders, that respect, you know. And even in near Inaki say, Abranti, it's in a name season. I will give you my blessing. And as you say, season why then, what what the Bilbao fans are failing to understand is that, say, when we pay reduce, he wants to make a next step. He wants to take a big step in his career. As a killer in the Baby free PSG, about Real Madrid. That is a similar situation. So to me, in order for this issue to be solved, there, Inaki Williams and no longer they should speak to the authorities.
Because the entire America say now we know mileage no about World Cup. On your player in Barcelona, Eden Ebechlu, Wajin did rather. In that day, release clause 50 something. Ana basa akoto no ade ntina branch no o extend the contract no ye pesika ebia ye fa nko 100 na basa mefa o. I think say no be just change the basa be fa ne fala no we have a World Cup achieve World Cup akoje Euros na nu ya ebeboa
boss see with this guy's issue senka what the Euros or GA and never be mileage. There are so many players who want this same competition, and then what happened? My main issue is that how the fans are handling this boys issue and the MMA. Listen, this guy, he's the best, like when you're true and true. And I was soon, I say, what can't you say? Oh, say, God, the guy has paid his due. The money, the money costs open 100 million euros.
Sure.
And you never find the fella.
Mate, but I say, we are not to say, Gabi, dear, I don't know. And I obtain Kanyanko Probia Santi or Amano, then someone on so Nidian so sa and Farmau Ewahasi. Nemo make I say a dentura chaku toothpaste, dentura chaku toothpaste, no a apostle, Papa make Kanona Ibrahim so a Probia Honum sa Eddie Amami, one and won't but more day na used to be Nabibia and Yakama and Farmau or Madarumenti, Probia Santi, Eddie Amano, then someone ever Probia. Yanko Obima Sona, the Honum Biesumai.
Oh, Maestro, and yet we be a maybe Baba came for some kakra. Okay. If he I had Thomas Tepati, finally he leaves us now. And if Antoine Semenyo is our current big boy back on our Premiership, or the top 5 major European leagues, you know, union the performance or done the recent season a bad and good news. And so if you are not so bad that we would have to also talks about. Sure. It has to focus on more revamping of one more technical bench, you know, and rather than an official unveiling of one more technical head. Didi Dramani, ne were more Didi Sunina Ababe Fifi Paka and the likes. I think that they didn't officially, it has not been communicated yet. But I share Abdullah Ghazali no more, and also as an assistant coach. Woman never Najawe Juma. As the head of any goalkeeping, no, or also a Juma or Honey at the Antino. If ye kama, okay, and again, Kotoko any Gaka issues about Jesse Awamobile share to represent the special occasion at the President Cup, no, also a bit on and rather than 2025 season of the Wimbledon, no, I shall say, and you name say the third. And major event then amongst the 4 tennis events every single season be January in the Australian Open no go we next and eventually to me a title no and the last month and you finish that of the French Open I also Carlos Alcaraz and so to me a winning at the echo in mind ye baby Remo and draw Ubo Remo na Wimbledon so to me I shall say our grass court and so our England. Ne Ushe first fees where they are around 64 and all the big boys are cruising and grinding results at the echo when money are there. Carlos Alcaraz the defending champions. In fact, he's won it the last 2 in the times or him so be winning for the 3rd consecutive time on also Aboremu as the defending champions. Babora the women's side and so about to defend it and at the end I start year and dry and the games now so far you any big name casualty in terms of one more is it from the early stages of the competition, you know, in team any can but ye kwe ni muno ana enyoma betumi akoye na etumi ayede ye pa but so far the preliminary stages, you know, around 64 around 32 no until say be remu the last 16 round of 16 no the last 8 no na ejani betumi epia ba sabri na omo sone one more wɔn performance no ɛwɔ fam no wɔn sɔne so a na nneɛma etumi akɔyɛ. We know that today the big boys in the competition the Akarazes and the Janek Sinners wɔn na ne wɔn ɛwɔ mu. Sheriff no mo Alexander Sheriff no mo ɛbɛfim, and he's also won in the first round of game a ɔno nso etumi abɔ ɛde akɔ n'anim ne ade a wɔn ɛhwɛ sɛ deɛ nneɛma bɛkɔ afa. Sanso na Andrea Rublev no mo yenyina yehu wɔn performance and how consistent they've been in the game. Talking of the championships are here, but the major ones, exception of the 1000 Masters and that of the ATP Tours, I would draw woman no etumi ekɔ the various countries are womo ekɔ kodi wo mujuma, and so el one of the 4 major championships are here, but the tennis in neighboring where the World Cup stage tennis, and every year beyond tennis no the yenya World Cup no kwa makoma 9 aya categorizing no per court no nature ana yede den ebo so they akọ remu Australia Open and na yede be every calendar year no the championship na no eno ye ball hard court so na akọ remu French Open no na yakọ akọbọ clay so eno anwea kokọ na ye bon futuro na ye bo na ye de aba be remu grass court Wimbledon na fe yakọ another hard court eno US Open eno na ye de prepra afinechi kra na bibia etumi ayeden ayekama ayehonum so one starting year and so far the big boys ni nyina no cruise e ko mo animu enya any resource outdo ayesefata as usual said they obetumi ehun on the basa Nico Williams no I think that near the bar fans no aye no enye different and a normal in football for supporters to pour out one more agitation near the say player be anyone more than ending year. And your first time this thing is happening, and it's here check, and then football fans will always remain fans, and how they should react to one more story be about one more feel say woman and John, how they should react to one more angriness and obeying to me and then entry because people who are doing be you leave the person until maybe so be we there was a offer in the farm that council you do an idea find football way of no pouring out agitation near there, and I think that one more because this is a young boy any baby I will free and so we hear the story of Williams now very very touchy and you can never talk of one more where they've got into today without mentioning Bebao as a club, the Williams family. And there is this documentary about Williams family, and how it got to a point club or no, a bemu, edema, even the entire family, especially Womo Mamenomo and Womo Busia, making sure say through Neno Inaki Williams no. To any Chiriba Nico Williams no omo be pe a proper foundation then to me a day amawomo now omo so shebremu to me asesa when it comes to football and per route na omo enam a omo de ba be pie mu e o basketball no omo eso mumuye as the biggest club and so then e wo ho ene omo dwumedia omo ye den omo edia omo nurture young talented and omo ye one of the teams omo enjoy with any loyalty at all. Inti then say we a player, we a proper basket. We because we African descent. We be near then it has been fused into the mind. And some of these decisions we say obey nyoma p to flout in the said dia womo coach no ne womo nyoma nyina. This is the club Beba asema me then maker. Sure. There have been a lot of players, good, very good, excellent players. But Ubebu sound say with Beba rich history, one war in the Spanish football. You dated back. So some of their very best of players are Madrid, Eba, na Barca here, the very best of teams or Spain. Then some button players na and they are a team because of one more culture, no. And they said they are one nature players, so now we're fusing into these players, at a very young age, say so we a true basque now we see a kind edema athletic bebawa we say basa bia na Madrid bi esochen and na say we benya so don class or kwakobo until we be a do final stage I will feel to be born baby our born crowd ewie then the club will even understand you so ye ma unko ye den ye ma unko ye bibi kakra enkonko ji weni Oshana about Brandt friend Nigo Martinez for instance the time Sergio Ramos was living he was the first choice on Real Madrid's wish list womo enyano the player did not show any way be a sign be as opeso or den opeso oko and womo didn't say said they are in the Spanish football no etino o to player ho a corner kwa den kutua ni Willis close no ko effort to Spanish account mu womo no enye club no na woni no kon negotiate you no they don't engage in negotiation unless it's a player no with team no na opese wo ship off the player then a team the purchasing team no ebe bound the negotiation table and no na womo here and especially say amongst all the teams now womo mbowo La Liga mu nyina no one team they don't joke with womo Willis clause and I say wo pese wo to womo player wo be kwa kutua womo buy clause nyina na wafa player no Athletic Club de bebao and womo always be an womo was a gentleman approach no agreement no with player bia wo pese wo ye den wo womu ni wudi sa nkomo no na wante ase a they leave you abe na wo ma hwese club no ope no omra no metu ya release clause no without indulging into any conversation and a negotiation say ye betu ya ni say that has been the problem today womu feel say boy no ni ye bi no go contrary to womu culture womu the run football club no. Because Barca are not willing to just deposit the money into La Liga accounts. But one person or mobile on the negotiation table. And sometimes football is being governed by laws. Sure. And whenever a player person call, especially in the player's contract, clause e wo mu say player no den ebe to me akọ. No matter say they are no. So team no person be player no akwa the player can also take you on by law of which they wouldn't want to engage into that and also kosa far with any player. They are one of the most disciplined and a well-run respected football entity ever Spain and hardly would you see them going back and forth with players no you don't see that from such a team and one of the rich culture womo ewa womo the running team no ema womo enya sa respect no e was Spanish football mo and no no ade a womo ye but the moment you the player you show some signs now ba be disrespect the entity beba no e ho na womo hu ni say o ye go contrary to Nioma and ade ba ko a said ya wo kwa obefie a ye betumi agyew den ofel so enipa na ewo ura beba akro no mu ho no mu a won mu team no ene beba and say wan hwe ni na wo ne wo mu endi ni ye a kro no emutina ebe ye woden even after life after football there has been a lot of situations like that until when you read from these people are very very serious and that is why our players now on but when and I make obibi no betumi kura ba betena Ghana na akwa na adwene ni different sure. But say koye a proper Spanish boy on kasampo transfer issue we no on that a word on show anything mo pemia even obeba abontin kura ba be opemia use make club no until my club gives me that permission to leave when club no nkoka. That has been every single Bilbao player Obabe making a move ne convo outside. Or ya see me player and or respect it or per count or per chrono so na ho or your okay ho and if say ne club no ebe man opportunity say onko and as a team be epena as say team no and ne club ni could that has been the first conversation every single Bilbao player transfer issue any no and teams are coming in for one conversation and nothing more nothing less but Abrante no and with attitude and only at the supporters it is not about the football front alone one feel say or yeah dear float on one more culture no. And yes sir utwa to a go down to affect young guys now one more then one more free beba academy then
sure
any one more team ni mo then ewo ho no because the moment ube show sa attitude na would be moving no another player so say na say me say ade china me so me say kura no I will be given the opportunity to also what live and without going by the law any say they am a contract kura then anyhow this club we are running over 100 years. That is why you don't even pay the team, but you pay the organizers of the league. Who person auto Bilbao player? Who tuya the La Liga? La Liga rather never prompted Bilbao say, "I'll be about betuya sika say for a Messi player." That has been the culture.
Wow.
And Barca want to find a way of convincing the guy behind the scenes so that they will enter into a negotiation table. Now, one more IABB are finding way of making the payment, and against the law. Pay one more, the end one more coach, one more run the club. And see, that is where they feel that it is not that one more person. And again, last summer, not saying no and club no club but it was because Barca couldn't afford to pay the release clause. That time and clubs are now free other countries it is what? It is to pay. Just deposit in the release clause. You will be good to go unless the player decide not to play for such team. 5 different teams in a branch and release clause. The club will not force the player to go in for team A or team B. What the player no na won so be decide. Sa na wo player no so no won so person then club will be a won so person okobo no. They should also do the needful. The man won so parent club no.
Wow.
As simple as that. Now ko.
Wow. Nti producer benya images na man ya. O hwe image bi ana bo omo ni ho a on say fans na ko say no. I want the fans bia 1000 si we be nya 2 bia wo mo no make say obi onam street a wakobo ne ntampi bi sabre a oba ogu picture na o say Nico Williams say na wo say wo be kono isi enye even giving say nipa na e bi o yes ade ne kra no time a o won right frame of mind kra e bia on ye something I on the street enya kwa we no so person yentim ni mo no na wa ye bi bisa say even wo be kom kra nipa no yes ade ne nipa play your donne power beba no Nico Williams enunte bi ni
yes so what I say
Nico Williams
sa exception of supporters so that say in everything there are exceptions ubetu menya uyi supporters ne be 100 siwa ubekum 99 den yesade we ba ko pe aso den ba ko pe na wakwa kwa yesade we so
problem say after say omo be say no e penifo say akwa ye fofo
omo ko ye
that hours na na say akwa drone pe
it's part of
and we a player. One thing I was avoid a situation like this. I was listening to Abrante with Fernando Torres. Netflix documentary be about Liverpool. She just in the side of man. So when you mentally tough, look, ube side when you be move, we move you know. If in a baby handle, who feel some guilt be within you. Oh yes, I will be but what query no say fe feel okay easy if I wanna who query now ba bedwene life after sema boba say wie anabasa na me kwakbo no easy obi ani obetuma predict what the future holds until very easy when you are taking decision in life you know be brave and he is very young
sure.
So just he is very young at the same time he's a black.
Yeah.
And yeah. No. And very serious. Very serious. Is it when Emmanuel boy issue na eto no. Unso you black.
That is it.
Ke big clubs no boy ni nyina. But abra na on now so what I say all ko nanim e woni future mu no. bibi ba besi ama sebio upon wiasiko be nyan nyina be ye ebe nam sebi ne yira no do no paaso ama wa be go back to square zero and big clubs no boy ni nyina obia entwa nani amfa nhwe no
sure
ba club o sha sekito akra e wo Belgium I think was it Royal Antwerp ana wo mo ma no wo mo ye no a gardener said ye be ya no benya bibia eden ato bibia so sometimes and no na ye ma who take it decision you make sure you leave baby awono o kono de asumdwe na ekọ said ya ochina da echi aya betumi aba back aba be eden aba be sesani o
wow kobi abeda say gabi mami mran chana 2 minutes bi efawie mami Kepa Arrizabalaga 2018 ebe pemene or the most expensive goalkeeper so far Arsenal got on 5.8 million euros
and one means him now I didn't ask you with me we know I asked myself just a simple question say so a one-time first team goalkeeper has now been relegated to a bench warmer and it is so sad Kepa ni mistake or and they said free we see one free and apache and it didn't say win that by and then Oko Arsenal akoye second goalkeeper
na question na me bisane say Mikel Arteta no Spain for na otiwo Arsenal na say players
I think it's a culture a goes on between Spain and Netherlands coaches because they need people who understand the system number one. Number two, they need people they can actually trust and they feel that these are players or these are people we've known them Arteta any Kepa relationship Arteta knows Kepa way back from the days of Bilbao because of the stints now Barcelona and the so he knows a little bit about him and now let's pick David Raya who scouting reports in Ghana this Spanish background and there's also putting even on the he knows how to play the football and currently that is the system ahead so with Mikel Arteta and Spanish boys even with Pep Guardiola look at his affiliation for Spanish what they are Anasport or by Jeremy Frimpong they need people who understand their culture who understand the system they want to play it is a Kepa Eko Arsenal as a second goalkeeper money yo
eyema Arsenal boboku no
on Pelegaji now okay papa ube free Bournemouth abe Arsenal abe second goalkeeper
a true challenge I don't think it was as a Kepa ebe free Bournemouth and nyachemo Arsenal be second goalkeeper onankasa ni jejereje enon we enen sema sega bia di tuja mami ntwa me hona me je abafo nkra to se me ba efi seba no ye de munchiremu ebeso me ka se ha faculty TV faculty sports no ye de ebasa we fa cho me we de free a ebasisia
Me mo pese mo chichu siana ene yonkwe
Come on now, let's brush our teeth. In the morning, let's brush our teeth. In the night before we go sleep, brush me later on.
Me yo bati empempina me tai breye pa samemai echichi wo mo until a friend introduced to me.
Hey, into the toothpaste in cap.
No, ya.
Boy, somewhere.
Always
Shenefre. Wow, me jidi se me mufre ni beji.
Na ankasa.
Dental Kids toothpaste. A free sabre no senior muhu. Ni mani chichi wo mo sia. I won't go to any jinko. Mama Nenji for Dental Kids toothpaste. Vechichi wo mo sia.
always brush me Dental Kids.
Dental Kids toothpaste. Papa.
Sewu pebi atwa. Pharmacy ana shop ewo nkran ana Kumasi FDA age ejwade nkra to yi atomu.
Edwana no ewa he. Make sure said Dental charcoal toothpaste no asa wo fi ha no. Den wa ya fa ho. Na wa hunim say Dental charcoal toothpaste no enua na ebo yesi ho ban e wo fie ha.
But then na se me to be ebegu wo.
Wo sister wabesisa ne nyina ko odonko anonim ade a eye mira se wan sorry ankope dentora charcoal toothpaste ni bia mbefie a mira ende undidi ena wedi Mira, medasi.
Esa ndupa, ewo dentura charcoal toothpaste nti. Mary okonya ho.
Dentora charcoal toothpaste. Any alive dental class toothbrush.
Ebusian Chofa. Enya na me kanfo dentora charcoal toothpaste ne alive global toothpaste a mint wom amount. Se wo pe bi ato a, ko pharmacy ana shop ewo nkran. Ana kumase se wo pe dodo etunso a frɛ 0266 503031 FDA aji ejodi enkra yi atu.
Alright, this is Amekoso Adawaso ama akwaba make house ha faculty TV awoken se faculty sports no yede so mosana emrena so e wose yede efisama na eba won anonti senia de bia mekan John bie kwan mu se na Yesu Kristo aba na bibia e kamanti oba ha se dia ye John no Sami the Tuga or the Bosono Edikan Aba, the Ecoso Ewa Ghana Premier League transfer no or the Basa, I don't think Pacho, Messi Transaso Hene, and or him, Uborimo Facebook, so Jumedian Air Live, but Faculty TV, our search page, and so a buy and like a comment and a share. No, be so any be entry. YouTube would do on my Jumedian Air Live or and also a Faculty TV will phone no. iPhone, Android, me pacho ko Play Store, and App Store. Nabo Faculty TV, app on beba. Download the Faculty TV app on also enya agukense on 70b. Na chairman, I kadu ase men semre me kon nchen na efisamono or de koso nyina no asomye. Honorable, pacho good evening sir. If you have a dear, nyame adom. We share apposi for ni bi da on.
Apposi for.
Utwika na ya ushia mo. Se na ya mo chia.
Odia wo.
We nya asem.
Odia wo.
Tu gare le koso yanga sa idim.
Because social. And this is as amoja say or your poultry farm ni ade. Ah. Me dream ho amenti ase. Ah,
okay. Say nanu yo be ye washing we e be ye nsuo nti si a oye onyen.
Asamoja.
Me
say enko ko ya say minim say omo tutu ko ere na wakofo omo aba o say den yo.
Pacho mi nka ho.
O nka de be ho ka ho.
No ka etiga. Me say 8 na bo.
All right, orofo mame mo ajo emo akwaba enfamra faculty TV every aso say na nyumre so no ye dia good mu sem ye fisem no the latest update ni nyina ye bie so ere so mo faculty sports show no eso na so hunu sedia ensem no esi etie ene na chese o sha ase edia na chese ne eye 1st of July na chese ne die ensem no emo de pa ntini ye be wura mu edia meje so na ensesan ye Sami de Tuga no obo a na maje so na mapebibi kakra ede ama na bibibia etimi ay kama ye sha ase ede nsem no asomode anyame ya doma onim se Sunday President Cup no e baso ene eye House of Folk ena Kumasi Metema Asante Koroko na de Wintam so oba Greater Accra ha na mo ahye no so se ne eye Regional Minister Mame ani din ede eye Honorable Linda Oklu wadi nkomo ede afa ene dwumadi kase a e baso o se tournament no na chese we nyina ye bo na ye de akai openia ene osi akonya so ede ma Ghana His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yenko ni etie ma menamra.
Oh, proud to be the host region of this year's President's Cup. I'm honored to join millions of Ghanaians in celebrating an occasion that is my nation, true passion of football. As a true daughter of this city, my heart beats with Accra Heart of. With all due respect to our friends in red, this city wears rainbow colors with pride. Phobia never say that until the bones are rotten. On Sunday at the Accra Sports Stadium, we come together not only to celebrate our football heritage, but to honor His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama with this special match in his name. Beyond the chant and rivalry, this is a moment for national togetherness and respect for the spirit of sportsmanship that unites. Accra is ready, the stadium is ready. Let's fill the stand can cheer with one voice.
Right, out of 4 18 Uremu, our Greater Accra, a regional minister, or Mammy and the Ting, Eddie Linda, Uklu, or no, and I'll tell you, Casson, so 80 Jumadian, who Juma, Amanioma, Etimi, I come, Ibramo, and so our GFA, a catch me, Pacho, and so, Fama said, and Penny Fossy and Fantuja, say, nay, a Puma Buta, one more ever better, Eddie Ama claps in Inano. In Pennyforce and Fantuja say, I ready pa, and so El Honamona Uremu Edia say, and ye breaking it down at the Ama Shannon so say Uremu, our Premier League side now, not just say a boot to do Sabecano, and so a 540 Sasso, and our code Division 1 at 48 a year clubs, no Shannon so former me say, and also no a 1,000 a year 440 a year boot, and almost so Amode Momo Sasso, and our ba a maro. And so Ediano emu edia 600 and any almost so edi emo money etimi I come okani nyina bomu dia na chese any a 2,580 a year boota almost so air supply edia magana ye teams no enyina manioma etimi aye kama pa and also me di hu komo edi asom na me pa cho yenko download on also akachi channel so sa abrantie and so a former goalkeeper edi makumasi metema asante koroko bobuku no openino and so Every a foundation kesia otimi eko organize tournament kesia pa enso ewo sunyane a ene ose dwumadie no oye edebwa ene sunyane eye prison fo no amanioma etimi eye kamati nioma ocheche ne de na edoso pa enso eho no mo download eye Ibrahim enso etimi abone ho modin pa enso ewo sa dwumadie na ono so eye edema ene prison fo no eno so no meka ho asem ede asomo no za saso ene ne yebewura mu ewo penia ne din ede asamoade baby jet shene so se asamoa enso etimi ewura mu a ene ose we pay visit ede amane poultry farm no asamoa ewura mu ekohwehwe emne mo a ono so eye omo a utim say yes asamoa ni abrepa enso eho no ena midi kan ede ho nsem etu dwa no utim say yes baby jet se ne de na me ehira papa no pa djuma bia ode ne nsa ewura mu ewo Ghana ha ma neoma etimi aye kama yemfiri asamoa jan akachi emfa yeni enkyeremu ewo transfer ho nsensem enso edia na hyene so former me se ene owuramu ewo aduana eye FC omo akachi a nia eba ene se ene 10 players ena omo etimi eja omo kwan pa we enso eya areho sempa eno so eba me di hu komo ede asomona ebewuramu enso ewo bibiani Gold Stars wo mo akachi uremu edia wo forwarder ene ne din ede Alex eye eso no ono so se ene oni club no etonkwanta wo mo apai ni contract won sensem no ni nyina etimi abawie ya branche no enso eye free agent a ya metie ene se Heart of Lions wo so ene abre pass on be san branche no ama nioma etimi aye kamapa enso ewo ho no mo enso no me di ho adanse ede asomana uremu ewo abranche ne din ede Emmanuel Fosuche ono so akachi ede a hyeno so say ne bebiani Gold Stars ene abranche na wie enso ewo 3 years eye contract won sensem abranche no enso free eye Sky FC Boboko no emu awuramu amanioma edidemu pa enso ewo ho no mo onim say last season na abranche no enso ewuramu ekokobo loan afiwe na chese ne dandel pa ede ama eye bebiani Gold Stars a abrante no enso eye minor eno so no mede ho sem no etudwa ede ama wana okọ ene Ghana ye striker ba kwa ne din ede Desmond Getia hyeno so se ene abrante no 24 years pe ono so atimi amovu ewuramu emanioma ede demu pa ewo Portugal hyeno so se Boboko ne din ede Deportivo eye France no 1 year ena abrante no atimi assign ede ama Boboko na eno so no midi hu komo ede asomo sanso ene ne eye abrante ne din ede Benjamin Tete enso ewo 27 years a ono so atimi amovu ewuramu ewo ene omaya ne din ede Slovenia Boboko ne din ede Maribor abrante no enso atimi ewuramu a ene ono so assign ede ama Boboko na ene unhunu anase ene wohwehwe no ede na chese unhunu ewo France oman no enso emu biwa Boboko na osi akan ede momo eye meta ono so atimi ewuramu ema enioma edidemu pa enso erema branche no sanso ena branche ni din ere Paul Ayongo no ono so atimi assign 2 years enso ede ama Armenia Boboko ni din ede Ararat eye Armenia international so fama me say Ararat for no atimi alanche branche no enso ewo 2 years contract ono so atimi free Portugal ono so ewremu ewo ene Armenia enioma edidemu pa enso ewo ho no mamefa we enso entudwa se abrante ne din ede James eye Abanka ono so atimi asane ede ama ene Boboko ne din ede Watford enso ewo England no so enioma didemu pa ene onya anase onsi akan emfama Udinese Boboko enso ebiewa no so no midi ho adanse ere ama ona nneoma etimi aye kama we lona abrante na etimi asan so apa nneoma ededam pa hye no so se enra mibedi ho adanse ere ma se Christopher Bambonsu enso ewura mu ewo Saudi Arabia oman no enso emu hye no so se abrante no na ene nneoma dedam pa enra abrante no so tumi ewura mu ewo Saudi a ono so akosane ede ama ene bobokwa ne din ere agase ene eye Christopher Bambonsu no ono so etimi afri eye Belgium nneoma ededam pa enso ho no mo no so no midi ho adanse ere asomana yenko eye England ne yenko ene Leicester City boboko no enso akache mepacho uramu ede afata ishaiku enso eye Ghana ni dishia ne 21 years pe ena abrante no etimi edi channel so fama me say nei na chese oye fit pa wa start oni ni boboko eye Leicester enso ahye eye preseason no enso ase intino we eye good news pa enso edema abrante no wa bro no so etimi eko injury 6 good manta enoma edidabu pa enso edema abrante na no so no midi hu komo ede asomona ukọ ene Kamadin Sulemana ono so akachi a eno American ekachiro sa abrante no enso ekoye medicals a ene na chese bribibia de demu pa a medicals no enso eye successful abrante no enso ene ohwehwe no ede Atlanta boboko no akachi ena abrante no enso ehye manioma etimi eye kama pa yekọ ene eye Galatasaray boboko no ukọ ene eye omanya omoso ewo eye ene ukọ Galatasaray boboko no akachi ahye no so former me se ene womoso ede ensem aba Monteso a omosi ene Ghana ye champion midfielder ni din ede Thomas Tepate no hye so former me se omosi omuhia brante no pa esanse omo ate se ene aye Arsenal boboko no ene no awie enso ho no monti no ohwehwe abrante no ede a na chese oye free agent enso ho no mo a Galatasaray boboko no enso show interest kese pa omosi omuhia brante no so ono so embra na omamesa na nneoma etimi enye kamari amiri twato enso Anton Semenyo na ene ukọ boboko ani din ede Bournemouth omoso akachi ede a brante na etimi extend the contract ede amomo July 2030 ena brante no contract won sensem ebetimi abawiye esanse Bournemouth boboko no ede nsem aba monten so se omontumi enya brante no emomo mefa no enko sa keke we any latest update eno so efisem nsem a eno so mabie so ede aso mama nneoma etimi aye kama pa Maestro ebre no ko intino efisem no meyemfa mboboso ne si na ne class na metenase probably say won sem ofie pa
Antoine Semenyo check Fabrizio ni posting no o se wa snobe Manchester United oh sawa pa no be hadrin oh wa snobe Manchester United
o se microphone mo ho se se ya no mo players ni nyina mo aton mo nyina Semenyo na ono so ye key player na o san aton ne pe timu na gu
Fabrizio be hadrin onim
o se probably kaze e say omo aton mo players ni nyina omo ton Semenyo pe timu na gu ndi no no for so say Semenyo nko ena Semenyo nso minim
ba o check freeze na America no
say o United
o se wa snobe no ana se sia no me lose match wa me ni abre o say o ko transfer windows na ekoso na player o the hottest no ena ye Antoine Semenyo on say go for ibre na pe no ba wa snobe Manchester United a wa extending contract ti bia be kam
wa snobe ne de wa otna emo mi aye hwehwe se kudos nso bekom
kojo onko na no ye na me check we bia o say papa bi so onko Saudi Arabia
bi Saudi dia kudos no anka se na ninje na kokoda da na ninje hwa
Tontra Europe obeji Ballon d'Or mate tuga
oh enye de bi town true
unya ni sanka be ka chance on tontra Europe enje Ballon d'Or
so sa it samre ukose Saudi dia emwa
Koulibaly na uni go no
Bambonsu ho why na adwen se de ntia ono why na adwen so okwa akodiska no Europe no onya bi ma medan ho adi ndi so ma medan ho adi na se kudu saba dan ho adi ono ne de oso obekwa akodiska di mane ko ba kudu si de wa pa wadan ho adi de obi ani mo no
yo ti kojo beje World Cup adi Ballon d'Or ama o man Ghana dia yate
Maestro me ko na unim se nyame ado ochina me chema ya woda
enne no bi ka kire me
creams edina woda me the pictures na send
okay enne ye na advance na ye fancy
buy one free to otena ye ko ba faculty sports there won say ono no nim ye dada ntino nya kope anhwa kra bibia de free.
Okay.
So what I say.
Mate.
Otena ya me adoma papa creams.
Okay.
Order. Yeah. Obedia manana.
Yen shi ochana yen nima no. Nti wo kone advance no.
Mate. Okay. We there chairman papa creams ene nyame adom ochena rather wa woda. They are making nyina say nyankopon enhira opa na onye okese esan say ene wo ozo aboa ye papa wa abrabo ni mu. No papa chef
onunye o
yes onunye
bankroller na producer I me picture back no o picture back no e to so na sana we ba no won say papa yi oye ni papa hwe bi ote kan 1 2 3 abrante no ote on e hwan one so ote on ko fo menu bi te o
okay yeah wow maestro okay
me ne papa creams the boss no yeah indeed
papa ya me adu watchna wa woda
ebedi birthday no
in advance
ebedi birthday
no yo kese pa yes watchna buy one get one free
yeah donation so ye ne ne be ko ye kwa ko twane da ba faculty sports
o ye wo haya ofanko haya
oh okay donation faculty sports mun kan che yala on fa camera no no mun ko twana ye fa nye sports no
faculty ye be ko
tuga me da say why ebusu anu ti sabe da tuga e de fisem in boso no aba transfer news e PM Eduana FC players 10 ano mo pamo na nyame adoma president cup no baso ampaye bedwa phobia anase fabulous why ena ewini mini ho ebehia wona bibia ye kama na mom no yemfa na se ema Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital yade ben ena achewo we chinchin oko hospital we yehu wako we yehu me pacho what try Amen ana won try dia ko Amen isan se Amen akofa machine bi e dia ba ebusuan sa machine no wo yade na wo de chinchin yehu no machine be kire anu driver side account ere amount anu nti pacho branches in there edoso pa Ghana ha say ye bru 200 anu nti ubetimi akọ Accra and awodi afa oni chimo domestic flat on my your branch ni bi ho Ashama under bridge ubenya ye ho Kumase enkoko Takra de sunyane ho ni nyina branches na edoso pa me pacho stroke ebo won kaye yade bia ko ekranko edawo so bomode na freyen e wo 0245275254 0245275254 na so betimi enyan e wo 0207229505 0207229505 na se freyen e wo 0244227192 0244227192 sad me koi adarment ya sa tanase efisemno yade somo sa pedfo Mami sa emamu akwaba biom. Mami sha se me free kwabia sante oho. Efisem.
Na mi se adults ba se
sure. So. Ebusia ni se Facebook here live for honum. Ko Facebook se sia. Through Facebook Faculty TV our search page and so no abo. Catch you and say onko de ba no. Eso chain on my Ghana and on Facebook no Faculty TV no abo everybody am like na comment na share no be so enye bi enhwe YouTube so media na live YouTube na Faculty TV okwa subscription no na wa subscribe e dey na bibia aye kama o phone no Android ene ana say iPhone ni bi me pa cho ko App Store ana say Play Store no so Faculty TV download the app no na nyanyema ekoso Faculty TV so krobia sante aminyemu mam Nana no money wo kasana.
Na mi titi na mse. Me nkande.
Okay.
You say na me titi mse me nkande. But I think a demand to ani se menyo. Easy. Enye ade ba kwa meni age ho pi se o stay but ono ankasa nso entumi entam ne ho encommand club bi asempese me bo club we. You get me?
Sure.
Tottenham Hotspur at the point, Man United, Shishi Muni Adia, kakra, but I think that upon one more assessment, ne adino, Abrante friend Antoine Semenyo enye top priority at the Mawomo, summer way because one player sanga team biya kono ho na womo kon negotiate for amount are you good for and a Brentford and I say bomb offer you would have been given the opportunity to depart but me feel say eye class no na wo se wo mo ba enye wo player no na wo ye den unto me ha ntino eye some of the suitors na nke onya obetumi akwakobo no na wo mo mo anye den amba minim say there were initial and behind the scenes enquiries who course on there by the end of the day a part of how the transfer market works and in the branch no ninyina mu no na hu behia so be den obesity some of the positives are ni staying no ebetumi aboa no nie ebetumi aba se obenya a better season in terms of numbers coming season than ebiadia etwemu no but enye guaranteed because se betumi aba ne sa obehia se team no a enso e den performance e be den e be koso and this is a team where womaton womo very best of players I then e de womoko so it will depend on how they replace those players and how they are going to fair over the coming season no and no be chere where some individuals no so performance be dey betumi akọ because they are dada meka no exceptional players bi pe ana team functional omo kwa tumi yi wo mo ho adi eda and the extra o performance di obi bia ehia se den obi be den ye be piano wa brabom and when these teams are functioning so well even below average players perform so well because at the end of the day team ni nyina no collectively one more than performing and barely would you see individual mistakes and performance be brave because the moment the team wins majority of the players were rated high because one nyina collectively and a resource na then etumi aba so it always takes some exceptional individuals and omutumi yi wo ho every team womo perform here cry we so we dey team ni nye but boni dia no we say we dey exceptional 1-1-1-1 bi pe ana eden edem nti ade a me feel say eno ne the positive the pros and cons okako obe enjoy the upcoming season betumi akọ bad e de amano the moment bomb of entumi am function here Ebedin said because week in week out they were scoring, they were beating some of the very best of teams and on most of former players are catching the eyes of big teams are to Melos Keke say Remu Liverpool Dean Houston akwakoye campaign today for Real Madrid Leah and Nazareti Eko Paris Saint-Germain inti womo tonton the very best of players one first choice goalkeeper and on so move akwa remove Arsenal kepa ni ade nti almost half of one first 11 no eden e free or ede akọ and who be here how they replace those players and how they are going to fare upcoming season and you be who Abrante and so performance here because it's normal in the player or you good I will take the chances here ni ade on yes that extra O player nti eno ne ade ba ko a ohia team no to also push him all right nti obe oye players in be awomo riding on how the teams also do what perform enye wo mo nko ade awomo eye good one and ye be wishing the very best coming season say no mabeko ya mabom of no nkasa so no e benye exceptional season and one thing is that a guaranteed say why a campaign in the team and playing time is not going to be any problem for him on that also Ribiano he is going to straightforward start for team of friend bomb of and sometimes I was say to me enya fit e wo teams be like that uniwa uko injury kura now ba we will be rushed to at least feature and no and my team knew how important our then we edema and the consistency you hear any playing time we here to become one of the best players I think that we one avenue a bit to me I then aboa no way to me edru sam pempenso no
okay Krobia medase pa ebusia no nti Antoine Semenyo was no be Manchester United was extending the contract at Bournemouth Segabi South reason me feel it Oko Manchester United some sides be or Center Devils and
Center United.
Or say Manchester, or say Antoine Semenyo snobs Manchester United.
So, boss, I think with Semenyo issue, there are two sides of the coin. I know that every Ghanaian would be tipping Semenyo to move to a bigger club. And I'll hit him Sebana Kwemuna, he could have easily moved. But now Bournemouth was not making negotiations the year because they were ready to enter into negotiations if only a team brought £70 million. And I brought no credit back. Semenyo, I'm not saying that he's not valuable, but for Semenyo to be worth £80 million or £70 million, it's a bit outrageous. And I will share teams nearby now. I think that the team are now a very bigger platform was Manchester United. But United so air struggle, and I doubt that United would also pick that amount of money just to go and buy a player. Since time of making the debut or the English Premier League, it was only last season. Only double figures, having 11 goals in all competitions, and then with some couple of assists or the candidate now. Which in the first season he just scored 6 goals, and even that one he even played as a number 9. This season, because he was moved to the right winger position, it's a born baby. So you can't really guarantee that. But then no credit. Buying him well, assist is something. Now, Kudus. Say ye both Kudus near nothing say ban we Tottenham spent.
Oh, say Chelsea ako.
Say Chelsea ako Fajao Pedro. And there's no way they are ready to go into the market for Mohamed Kudus. And looking at the amount of money at West Ham for AJ, for Mohamed Kudus. Because say a ball player beat didn't say Victor Osimhen, Nigeria. Even Ademola Lookman. Look at these players. Our own brothers, our fellow brothers. Now your boy empire make us currently we Thomas Partey free on woman. Even Thomas Partey Galatasaray no can come and put you.
Say Bia Kudus call Anasa. Oko Ahilala, a big team.
Pacho, the person training and they say, kudos to maybe Liverpool, kudos to Chelsea, kudos to Manchester City, kudos to Manchester United, kudos to Arsenal. It's art as a man a dinner than a year kakra. But you know, but kudos to Tottenham. I'm not saying that it's a bad move or it will be a bad move for the player, but we are looking at our players playing week in, week out. Number one, playing for the top clubs. Tottenham compared to Chelsea, Chelsea is a little bit ahead of Tottenham.
A little bit.
Yes, Tottenham compared to even Conquest na Bimpo Kamai. But for Kudus to still remain at West Ham, if Kudus doesn't move this summer, I don't know when Obede will be moving. And I said, can Mimi Pimwa was a good agent as well. If you have these Oye Mendes, they know how to give you to what they know how to push you to these big clubs. Semester, the agents, they should try as much as possible to get Kudus to any of these top clubs. Then I got for near Kase is a bit made. I keep and then it was the last time I got an Imperial podium for the African Player of the Year. When was the last time? You see, and these are things that I was saying you start here looking into. So kudos to Tottenham was for Maestro on you not on just say Chelsea for Eddie Scannibal on penny.
No say
was it? Of course just a
Kopama and Tanase Kudus Yamanim.
Oh, but Kopama can occupy that number 10 room. I cannot go right on it. Nigerian you know also for England. Madwiki. That's Chelsea for 20 months now. Kudus in share because I'm looking at you see, Chelsea forward that much to push the player for us. And to be honest, Kopama, don't forget that Jorginho at one point in time Chelsea put me a pushing a top 5 Ballon d'Or. No count. Semester.
Kudus better Ballon d'Or.
Because Kudus better Ballon d'Or. Let's say, Uncle team Kessie and my nature and simply be anything. And I parted the main country.
And until a Saudi Pro League teams no Bano. Kodo, me de bia Michel Biako Pesca Bravo. Me patcho pa yemre ko aka emre na so in team 24 o ma yen ko na nyame adoma Saturday we na Accra yeah 1 week observation no nti Ghana fo menyaye
meminde ya adecha na ekobo president cap
no okay tablekuma ho no ma block factory a nyame adoma Friday ya de ne picture beto so
Ghana okay and say we beba Ghana's finest rapper Nana Lays
akranie
oh yeah
for this am last
yeah display atwem last week na display
nti akranie the owo me the owo me ankasa nie ono so your friend Kofi Amuasa nyame adoma eda memenenda ablekuma block factory ono ma ni fie nenim ho a na ye be 1 week no ti Mr. Ma arefo emeja me olonka de ani sei no bia ye kama all right emene ko odi police echia obekasasa meraho no mi hu picture no meraho ti police ayi free o ma me a nka ebe me de pa segabi monto nchia na yanko
me amincha and madam be in the bed unfortunately find the picture am why maintain for my brother boy om the FM ya dada boss Richard nyame inshallah madina tree okay nyame inshallah me sanso chia me ankasa me papa and mba
okay Mr. Steven Bosi akon entry me penance empire o se mi koshane kobia so de wa chia dada o
me
mon kanche olunka se ye chia Dr. Kuku Baini ebi obia taman ye chia opa kojudunga mutawa ke obawa ebusia onya brehwe djumedie no onyame onchira opa aha na rema kwan ebe di djumedie no esi ene wote krobia sante enka sega bi wote enka samere tuga wote enka afa camera na eche no ene Yusuf obehwe djuma oye wa ase light bi a flash ya na chese Yusuf ene twitwa picture kama ede amayensa no abubaka sa de kiala ene jan camera na echi e chinchim ye ede mai sa so ana Ibrahim ebe boa no MC Olunka ene direct show no afa Yusuf I1 esa chinchim fidie no Facebook du ono ma ode yekoye YouTube ode yekoye app ne so ejuma pan Yusuf ede ekoye na mum no na CD horma pa cho Dentura Charcoal toothpaste no na ode amano Salamat International School Armed Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital ana Rakat Rohoni we ene jumeku adarma soya se ede jumedi ne esum we bia na so wo product bi wo opese ebohun dero ema e faculty sports o me pa cho na mana producer de to ase on ma 0531417237 obetimi afren penifo na no mo edidi nkomo na bia ai kama medin e de maestro nyame adom chena ewukuara yebese hia si inconteremo